Yeah. You know the vibes. Big Shot Jackal Fitness, man. Y'all see the title. You know it's Fight Week in NYC, man. Bud Crawford is the main event Saturday night at MSG. But it was an interesting article on Boxing Scene today, Thursday, December 12th, saying that Bob Arum, Terrence Bud Crawford's promoter at Top Rank, is interested in making a fight with Sean Porter and Terrence Crawford should Bud Crawford be successful Saturday night, being that Earl Spence is recovering from his injuries. I find that very interesting. I believe that'll be a great fight if they can make that happen. I will post the link in the description box so that you can feel free to read it. If you do read, if not, you can go on their website. I believe it's boxingscene.com. Now you know where the source came from. Thank you for that like. I appreciate that. And like I said, that'll be an interesting fight because, you got this side of the street, that side of the street talk. Monty, what's going on, my brother? What's going on, man? You got that this side of the street, this side of the street. Now, Sean Porter, if Bud Crawford could make that fight happen, I believe that'll be an excellent fight because that'll be a great measuring stick, being that Bud Crawford, right, hasn't got a chance to fight any of the PBC welterweights. But Sean Porter, on the other hand, has fought them all, losing to Earl Spence, losing to Keith Thurman, beating Danny Garcia. So now, with Bud Crawford, if he can make that fight happen, if Bob and Al could sit down, well, they do plan on sitting down anyway because they gotta work out the kinks with this Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder fight. So, from reading that article, they said that they might start talking about linking Sean Porter and Bud Crawford up. So hopefully, fight fans, let's just keep our fingers crossed. Because that'd be a great fight, man, for the fans, man. A lot of fans is upset. They in their feelings because, guys, people getting tired. The public is getting tired. We want to see good fights. We're tired of seeing one-sided massacres. And, that'll be an excellent fight, man. You got two top-notch welterweights and Bud Crawford, excellent fighter, excellent footwork. You got a rough and rugged Sean Porter that's battle-tested. Like I said, he's fought Thurman, Garcia, Spence, former world champion, two-time world champion at that, WBC, IBF. That'd be a great fight, man. It'd be a great fight for the fans. Like, at the end of the day, we are the ones that's being cheated. We are the ones suffering. We are the ones that's not really. Yeah, EJ's the man, but I'm trying to be unbiased. Media and just, because, when I scream Team Spencer, it don't make sense too much. Everybody say I'm too pro Spence. So, I'm just trying to be unbiased boxing media and just cover it. Like now I'm getting that when I always scream bang bang Russell gang, It's like you can't really support your family in this. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's like, but Ma, you wanna know something that's funny? Dan Raphael, all the quote unquote the big head honchos, they can have their favorites and it's not a problem. But when us quote unquote YouTubers, what I'm saying, the underground guys have our favorites, we're biased or we show favoritism. You know what I'm saying? But I'm learning the game as I go on. Like, I'm learning, trial by error, and just, watching everybody's stuff and just building as I go, right? But that'll be an excellent fight for the fans, man. The fans really enjoy that, man. Like I said, that'll be a great fight for the fans, man. The fans been crying out. Like, I was at the Barclays over the weekend. A lot of fans was in uproar over that one-sided massacre. They want to see Charlo fight another killer, man. Like, people was in there. People was happy he got the knockout, but it was like a one-sided massacre, man. People, I was watching the boxing voice, I believe it was Ness, said that Boo Boo Andre called him out. That's another great fight for the fans, man. You got two undefeated middleweights. That'll be a unification bout. That'll be great for the fans. Like, me personally, I don't want to see him fight Chris Eubanks because I was in the Barclays. Chris Eubanks got a world title, but how he got the world title was like so suspect. He's still unproven. Like, me personally, I think Charlo would knock him out. It'll be another one-sided match. But the Boo Boo Andre fight is interesting because you have a skilled southpaw and Boo Boo Andres. You have a strong, orthodox fighter, athletic, big, strong, powerful, and Charlo. Styles make fights. That'll be a great fight for the fans, man. We're heading into 2020. It's time that the promoters, the networks, all of them put everything to the side and just start letting facts, Monty, facts. They do, man. That's why I said the promoters, the networks, they gotta stop cheating the fans, man, because they're gonna keep doing that and they're gonna really start losing out on money. Like, just look at the viewership numbers from that Charlo fight, man. And to be frank, quite frankly with you, the Barclays was kind of empty. They gave out a lot of free tickets that night, man. And then his numbers on Showtime peaked at 275,000. So that's just showing you, like, the fans, the public, the ones that's really paying the salaries is losing interest, man. So 2020, hopefully, the boxing public can get the fights that they want to see. Boxing public can get the fights that they want to see. And, the fans, because at the end of the day, that's who it's about. The fans is the ones getting cheated, man. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we the ones that, paying the salaries. We're the ones buying the pay-per-views. We're the ones going to the fights. We're the ones buying the merchandise. We are the ones, like I said, buying the merchandise, putting the pay-per-views, all that. So once you lose the fans, once you lose your audience, you're gonna lose it all, man. So hopefully 2020, these I'm gonna call it for what it is. These promoters are millionaires. Hopefully these millionaires, these promoters, these handlers, they could put their $1 million egos to the side and start caring about the little man, the low man on the totem pole, the fans, the 9-to-5ers, the people that enjoy boxing for what it is, the sweet science, the one-on-one combat. Hopefully they can take that into consideration and start looking out for the fans, because the fans been looking out for them forever. That's why these promoters are millionaires. That's why these fighters are paid well, because of the fans, because of the average Joes, the everyday working man. So that's just my thoughts, I might just be rambling on tonight, but I just felt like sharing that, man. That's just the Jack's thoughts, man. Other than that, man, I'm excited about these fights. Saturday night, I will be in attendance at Madison Square Garden. You know how I move. I got a couple surprises lined up, interviews and stuff. But like I said, man, this card is stacked with a lot of local New York talent. Edgar Berlanga, 12-0, 12 knockout, super middleweight, aka the Puerto Rican Mike Tyson, they call him. You got Jose Vargas, formerly signed with Mayweather Promotions. I believe he's 14-1 out of the Bronx. He's a top prospect at 140. You also have Mickey Bay. He's a little older. I believe he's like 37 now. He was signed to Mayweather Promotion 2, former world champion. He's on that card. You have Julian Hammerhead Rodriguez out of Jersey. He's signed with J Prince Management. He's an undefeated prospect. He's, I'm excited. But I'm going to tell you, the fight that really got me excited, everybody thinking it's Bud Crawford Mean Machine. Nah, Shout out to my African wild dog brother from Ghana, man. Richard Comey and Teofimo Lopez. You know, a lot of people are sleeping thinking that Teofimo is just going to take Richard Comey's title. I talked to Andre Rozier. You can check the interview out on my page. He was at the Paramounts when I was covering the fights. He said it's going to be a dog fight. I've been in the gyms covering Richard Cormier. Richard Cormier could crack. Teofimo's last fight, he was getting hit with some shots. He wasn't as, slippery as he'd been in previous bouts. From my personal, being around Richard Cormier in the gyms, if Richard Cormier is able to land some of those shots that Teofimo was getting hit with that last fight prior to this fight right here, it's going to be very interesting. Because like I said, Richard Cormier could crack. He has a lot of pride. He's fighting for his country. I just don't see him rolling over. That is the fight that I am excited to see. That fight right there might be the sleeper fight of the night. It might be the fight of the night candidate. Because like I said, Richard Cormier, he's an African Ghana with pride. If you know anything about that country, they had the professor, Zuma Nelson, Ike Corte. He's just the late one. He's the last world champion from Ghana. So I just don't see that man just handing over his title. So you guys should just be mindful of that fight. That fight could be very interesting. And shout out to my man Duke Micah. Keep an eye for Duke Micah, #1 ranked bantamweight in the world from Ghana too. He's trying to become the next world champion from Ghana, man. Undefeated fight. He fought on at the Barclays last Saturday on that Charlo undercard. I got his knockout. His knockdown. He won a unanimous decision, but he scored an impressive knockdown in the last round. I got that video up on my page, on my YouTube channel. Just be mindful of, the African brothers were speaking African to him. You know what I'm saying? That you might not understand what they were saying, but that's why it was cool to capture that, because I felt like that was just so powerful. It shows how boxing connects cultures, how boxing really connects the people. Just be mindful of that. But like I said, I'm just excited. Like that article on the boxing scene I read, I'm going to post the link in the description. Feel free to give it a read. It's sort of looking like 2020. Guys is pushing the egos to the side, and we're going to start seeing these fights, We're going to start seeing them cross the street, so they say. Because we already got the Tyson Fury Wilder 2 in the works for February 22nd. That's a good sign to come, because that's a top-ranked fighter fighting a PBC fighter. So, hopefully they can continue that momentum and people can keep working together. We can get Eddie Hearns possibly get back in the mix, but from the looks of what he's trying to do, I think that Joshua fight it's looking like it might be 2021 or whatever, man. How they moving. They talking about Usyk and but hey, we gotta just be happy with what we could get. You know what I'm saying? If we could get a Crawford and Sean Porter fight, hey, that's a great fight, man. That's a great fight for the fans. Hopefully we can get a Charlo, Demetrius Andre fight. That'll be a great fight. And before I go too, the 21st, next Saturday, major fight, man. Unfinished business. Shout out to Tony Harrison. Shout out to Jamel Charlo. I can't wait to see that fight, man, after watching the PBC face-off. That's another thing. Shout out to Fox. They're doing an excellent job. The face-off and the fight camp coverage, that is like phenomenal, man. It really helps to build the fight, man. It builds up that, that excitement, man. So shout out to them for them 2 shows that they did, the face-to-face and the fight camp, man. I'm excited for that fight. Like I said, December was a good month for boxing fans, period. If you a boxing fan, you know what I'm saying, this was an excellent month, man. Like you had the heavyweight clash in Saudi Arabia. You had the Charlo fight last week. This week you got Bud Crawford. You got Teofimo Lopez, Comey, etc. Next week you got Charlo and Harrison. That Friday, like tomorrow night, matter of fact, you got Virgil Ortiz on the zone call. He's fighting. Then that following Friday, you got Danny Jacobs, Maurice Hooker. Then Saturday, It's Harrison and Charlo, Unfinished Business. And the following Saturday, closing out the month. Instead, you got, I'm going to talk about it even though I'm not feeling it, but I'm still going to show it love because it's a fight. I'm a fight fan. You got Gamboa and Tank Davis. I would rather see Tank Davis fight a real meaningful 135 pounder, but hey, it is what it is. That's how Mayweather in a move, they market their fighters a totally different way. They building superstars, I can't blame them because like at the end of the day, if you know anything about the boxing business, I'm gonna get off topic a little bit. The boxing business, Tank Davis is an investment. So all that jewelry you see him rocking and the exotic cars and all that, Mayweather and them got to make that money back. So at the end of the day, I can't be mad at them for moving him how they're moving him. They are moving him like a thoroughbred horse or whatever. They're just trying to make their money back off their investment. Hey, you can't fault them for that. Floyd is a businessman. Leonard Ellaby is a businessman. I just wish they would let their fighter be a fighter. Because I know Coach Calvin, I know people around Tank. Tank wants to fight though, man. So I'm gonna back up off him a little bit because I know it's not really Tank so much as his handlers. That's why I get at Mayweather and Leonard Ellaby a little bit. Like, let the boy fight. The man wants to fight. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep holding his hand forever. Let him fight, man. He wants to fight, man. But like I said, man, um, everybody enjoy your evening. Y'all know my motto, J's all year. Please hit the International Boxing Hall of Fame up for my brother. We're going to keep pushing that. 315-697-7095. We need that memorial for the fallen fighters. Just not for Pat Day, for all the fallen fighters, all the fallen warriors, so that their legacy lives on, man. Y'all know the motto. I holla. Peace.